When I was younger, one of my favorite things that we would do as a family is we would always go to the North Woods like every single weekend during summer vacation when I was done with school. And when we were up there, one of the things that we liked to do on the weekends was we would go to flea markets. I loved going to flea markets when I was little. We would walk around, just kind of see things. They had a weekly flea market up in the North Woods, and one of my favorite sections at that flea market was this giant booth of nothing but trading cards. They had baseball cards, basketball cards. It was all sports cards, and that's really what I was into when I was super young. I was really into baseball card collecting. I loved it. I even went home and set up, this is how nerdy I was. I even went home, set up folding tables in the basement, and I would just line up the folding tables with binder sleeves that were filled with different baseball cards, eventually Pokemon cards, and whatever cards I could really collect. That way I could pretend I had my own booth or my own card store. Now fast forward ages into the future, and here I am today running my own online store, so kind of living that dream that I had when I was younger, and it's so much fun. I get questions all the time about running a Pokemon business, whether it be online, whether it be a brick and mortar, and one thing that we haven't touched on is running events, running a vending booth at flea markets or at a Pokemon regional or at official sanctioned events. It's a ton of fun. We just recently got back from running a vending booth at the Pokemon Secaucus regional event that took place in New Jersey a couple weekends ago. I met so many amazing people. It was just a ton of fun. You're just surrounded by people who are just in love and immersed in the same hobby and the same game that you love so much. So just getting to talk to everybody. People could come up, they could buy sealed product, they could buy singles, they could buy hobby supplies, a lot of different things. So I figured, okay, well, let's record a video and talk to you guys about what it would take for you to kind of take your Pokemon business to that level. Or even if you're a Pokemon card collector, there's a lot of opportunity out there for flea markets, for big rummage sales, big garage sales, whatever you would call them, especially during this time of year. So I wanted to go through the different things that you would need to order to kind of make this dream a reality. And a lot of times those rummage sales, those flea markets, those events, even if it's like an indoor mall, an indoor antique mall, something like that, a lot of times those are super affordable and a good way that you can kind of get your foot in the door. And I know a lot of or a lot of distributors for hobby stores aren't necessarily taking online applications, but a lot of that is supposed to change. And a lot of this stuff you're going to be able to get avoiding getting a distributor or working with a distributor. So I want to go through that. But first of all, I do want to kind of remind everybody, kind of talk about the next exciting Pokemon regional tournament that is happening. This is the last domestic in the US Pokemon regional event that is happening before the international event, which is coming up in a few weeks. This is the Milwaukee, Wisconsin Pokemon regional. And this is happening actually in like 10 days. So this is next weekend, next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I would absolutely love to meet a bunch of you guys, see you guys out there. We're going to be having a vending booth there. We're going to be doing, since it's in like our backyard, Papa Blastoise and I will be there. We'll be selling Pokemon cards. We'll be selling supplies. We'll be selling sealed product. We're going to bring a ton of stuff there, just kind of blow out a bunch of existing inventory and things like that. It's going to be a ton of fun. And if you want to go, I'm going to leave links. All links are going to be in the description down below. But here is the Milwaukee, Wisconsin regional event. So you would need to sign up for a player ID. You can just go to Pokemon.com, sign up for a player ID. If you already have downloaded PTCGO or Pokemon Trading Card Game Live, whatever the case may be, you probably already have an ID because you would need one in order to complete that registration. But if you want to play, here are the links here. So you can go register for your age division, whether you're a junior, senior, or master. I get a lot of people that talk to me about, well, I'm just kind of nervous. I'm really afraid. Don't be. I was the same way when I first attended an event. The first event that I attended was a major event. It was a states event located in Baraboo, Wisconsin. It was absolutely packed. I felt completely out of my element, but it was so much fun. The people that I met were they were phenomenal. Like the community is so welcoming. They're great. A lot of people were helping me along. And then the first regional event that I attended was just a couple months after that. It was so much fun. So if you want to register to play, here are the prices. You get a swag bag when you come to the event. It's filled with like a mat. You get a play mat, which sells for like $50 anyways. It's got Arceus on it. It's super cool. And then you get a promo, which sells for like $18. So those things alone are basically worth the cost of entry. And then you can play up to 9 rounds, but it also gets you into side events if you want to play that. You can purchase additional side events and things like that. And it's just a great community of people to kind of be around. There's a lot to do in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. There's the Milwaukee Brewers. There's a lot of brewery tours. There's some great restaurants. There's an Olympic ice skating rink. There's a Milwaukee County Zoo, which is phenomenal. There's a lot of really cool things that you can kind of do right there in the Milwaukee area. It's super fun. Definitely check it out. If you don't want to play because you're too nervous, you can still come as a spectator. So there is options down below. So if you scroll down below, you can see here there are spectator passes available. These are free. You don't get any swag with it. So you don't get to, you can still register to play inside events, but you won't be able to get any swag that come with it. You won't be registered for the actual tournament. These are first come, first serve basis, and spots are limited. So if you want to come, definitely grab your spot. So you're going to click on that. You're going to go to the order form, and this is all you're going to fill out here. You're going to fill out your first name, last name, your age, and this is the stuff that you're going to have to bring. You are going to have to follow all of the Play Pokemon COVID-19 protocols, which if you just click on this link here, you'll be able to see all that. Requires vaccination and things like that, but it is a absolute ton of fun. I highly recommend checking it out. Hopefully I get to meet a lot of you there. But like I said, it's starting next week already, June 17th to the 19th. It's going to be a ton of fun. One of the things that I get asked a lot about when it comes to running an event is where do you go to get started? So definitely look in your area. Just kind of Google in your area about different things that happen involving flea markets or involving indoor malls and what the cost would be. Sometimes we have a lot of big flea markets that kind of happen on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis here in Wisconsin, where you can get a booth for like $100, which is relatively cheap when you consider what you might be able to get on that return. So the top things that you're going to need is obviously price stickers, because you're going to want to price your cards, right? Just put everything in a sleeve, then you're going to put a price on them. I use these Avery labels right here. I just kind of write things out in a pen, but if you want, you can obviously use a price gun. Things are pretty cheap there as well. Obviously, it's only $13.99 on Amazon if you decide to go that route. You can also just go to Walmart and pick up a bunch of these Avery stickers if you want to go that route as well. You just kind of have to price everything. So you're going to have to put that stuff in there. There's also, if you want to sell graded cards, these are a great thing for graded cards. These are BCW card shoe storage box. They're 2-row, so these are the only ones that are going to fit your slabs. If you're somebody who wants to sell slabs at an event, these are a great thing. They will fit your slabs properly, so that way you can still close them up, you can still cover them. These are things that if you want to put bulk slabs into something like this, people can just kind of flip through them. Definitely something that you want to do if you decide to go that route. Another thing that I like to recommend is card cases. So this is not a card case, first of all, but this is what I like a lot more. So these are basically jersey frame cases, but they're much lighter than card cases, much more cost efficient than card cases, and they look a lot cleaner than card cases. Those card cases that you might see at big events are metal. They're very thick, they're very heavy, they're very durable, but they don't travel as easily. Now you can get traveling cases for these, but they scratch up super easy. These are just very thin plexiglass on the top, which is easily replaceable if it does get scratched or if it gets broken in transit or something like that. But this still locks. It still comes with a key, things like that. You can just kind of unscrew the little hanger and just kind of lay your cards. We have 8 of these that we just kind of lay out over the counters, over the table, so that way we can put singles in there for people to look at. We have the locked end facing us, so it's easy to lift up. It's easy to remove cards. I prefer these way more. You can get 2 of these for the price of 1 actual card case, so I think these work a lot better. I highly recommend those. Another thing that you're going to want to get is storage shelves, maybe just 1, maybe 2, but that you're going to want to have some sealed product that is available. A lot of sealed product you can buy right now for much cheaper than you would be able to going to the store and getting them, because there's so much product available right now, right? Like the new the Cleaver V-Star boxes that just came out. You can buy those by the case for really cheap. You can buy the Lucario V-Star. Yeah, I'm not saying you want to load up on a ton of sealed product, but a lot of that stuff you can get out there now for cheaper than what people are paying wholesale, because a lot of vendors are willing to take losses on those just to kind of turn some inventory. So it doesn't necessarily get to the point right now where you absolutely need a distributor to work with, because you can find some of those product just to have some on your shelves at a cheaper than distribution cost price point, which is great. Same thing with booster boxes. You're going to want to have some booster boxes available, maybe booster packs available, just so you can have a $3 booster pack or a $3.50 booster pack or whatever the case may be. You can buy a sealed case of Astral Radiance right now for like $600 on some different websites out there. I think the last one that I saw, the cheapest one was like $615 on eBay. You could buy one for that price. I know Safari Zone just had them for like $520 recently, where you could buy them. I mean, that's $3 a booster pack is basically the equivalent of $108 for a booster box. So if you're buying these for $100 or less, same thing with Chilling Reign, Fusion strike. There are cheaper alternative options available, so that way you can kind of put those out front for people to buy packs, you know, at $3 a piece or $4 a piece, because that's still going to be cheaper than what they get at retail stores, at Walmart, at Sam's Club, at Best Buy. I don't know why I said Sam's Club, at Walmart, at Best Buy, at Target, at places like that. So definitely an option to have available. Now, the important thing is to set a budget, make sure that you're not overspending, but this is just a simple storage rack display that travels really easily. These just kind of, the pegs just kind of come out on the side there, so it folds up really small and compact, easy for travel. It's not the most sturdy thing in the world, but you're not going to be putting a lot of heavy product on it, so it gets the job done if you're putting up a booth at a flea market or a regional event or something like that. The other thing that I like to talk about is custom tablecloths of some sort. Now, you can go two different routes. So I use Vistaprint. There's other websites that you can use. There's Banner Buzz. There's a lot of different ones that you can use, but creating a logo or something where you have a custom tablecloth to kind of advertise your brand. The same thing with like a banner of some sorts. Now, these are all things that you can get for under $100 a piece. It's just important to kind of advertise, make it look cleaner, things like that. If you don't want to go the full tablecloth look because you want to kind of cut costs, the other option is to do a table runner, where you can just have a white tablecloth and then just have this runner draped over it so it looks nice and crisp, nice and clean with your logo name here. These are just options from Vistaprint, but they're a good option to go out there, put your logo on, and just kind of lay it over the center of the tablecloth, so that way you're still advertising your business. You don't have to go absolutely nuts or go ham when it comes to ordering things and preparing your booth. As long as you have some singles, as long as you have a little bit of sealed product, you can work on a lot of that other stuff moving forward. And then when you start establishing a relationship with customers, with client bases, a lot of these flea markets that kind of run on a monthly basis, or trading card shows that run on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, you're going to start establishing customers where people come, they want to sell you their inventory, they want to buy inventory, they want to trade from you. And if you offer all those services, it kind of gives you a way to get your name out there more. You start advertising little pop-up banners and little pop-up stands saying, hey, here's a QR code, scan this to get my Instagram handle, scan this to get my Twitter handle, whatever the case may be. So that way you can interact more, build a more solid customer base. But that way you're not going out and buying a brick and mortar location, and you're still able to kind of get your name out there in the community more. It's a really cool option, really cool opportunity, but these are the things that you're going to need in order to run a booth. Like I said, you don't necessarily need a tablecloth right away. The important thing, get yourself a card case. Like I said, I would recommend using just a jersey stand. Get yourself one of these or two of these. That way you're only spending about $100, and then focus on inventory, things like that. Obviously, you're going to want to get some folding tables of some sort. If you're working at a flea market, those are fairly cheap. You can get those at Walmart or on Amazon for decent prices, and then make sure you just get yourself the essentials and just kind of go at it. Every single time I've gone to a regional event, I've always brought a notepad, a notebook with me, and a pen, just to kind of write down things as I grow and as I get bigger that we want to use moving forward, so that way we make sure that we have the best image out there, and every single one becomes more and more successful because of all the notes that we take. So if you do have any questions, obviously leave a comment down below, leave a like on the video, because it goes a long way for the algorithm. I hope to see you guys all in Milwaukee in 10 days. It's going to be so much fun just to kind of meet up and talk Pokemon and just kind of hang out while there's this big event going on with thousands of people who just love Pokemon. That's one of the best things about it, is you have all these different people who come together in one area, sharing in the same passion. It's really, really cool. But like I said, here's some, I'm going to leave all these links in the description below, so that way you have some different variety of what might work best for you. And if there's other options that you think are a necessity, obviously leave that in the comments down below, so that way people can see. Thank you so much, Tom. I know this is a little bit different of a video, but I kind of want to throw all this information out there for people who might want to take this next step into opening up their own card store or running their own card store. Even moving forward, if you're somebody who's just a collector, this is really a good option to kind of trade with your local community, get to know the people in your community, especially if you're running something in an indoor mall or something in a flea market, things like that. So definitely take a look at that. It's super cool, especially with the weather getting better. With that being said, guys, I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Hit that like button down below, leave a comment. It goes a long way for the algorithm. Most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for your time, your patience. Until next time, guys. Peace.